Hello again, James M. Newman here. We want to address the issues in Africa. We've been working on it for quite a while now, and then we saw Nick Natanui. He went over there to Africa and he pointed out the problems with the children being traumatised by war, child trafficking, child prostitution, child rape, and the sodomy on the boys. And interesting, he said 37 girls, 46 boys in the one rescue centre there in Kenya. And that shows that these paedophiles are raping or having sex with the little boys. And, when we look at the cause of the problems over there is apparently the truck drivers wanting low-cost sex with the children. And it was actually the truck drivers that spread the AIDS through Africa, apparently. We'll have to double check on those facts. Now, okay, those are the threats that we have with regards to the children in Africa, and we can do something about it with our 2020 Live Aid benefit concerts for children in crisis in Africa. So, what we want to do is something here that we can do, which we did before. We had a charity, it's a wonderful charity, developed by children and young people, for children and young people in crisis. I was the president, and I said to these young people, listen, we have a crisis, all sorts of problems, from drugs to homelessness to domestic violence, or you name it, they had it here in WA. So we set up this fantastic charity, and it was part of a social sustainability project that I did. And I said to these young people, I said, listen, I'll give my corporate expertise for free for a year and provide also my health centre for you. But you've got to fund it because the money needs to come from within the culture. It's your culture. The older generation don't understand what you're experiencing with your suicidal tendencies, with your depression, with your heartbreak and everything else. They don't understand because they're not living your culture. But you understand. Also, they don't understand when you come down, what's happening when you come down off the drugs and everything else, and what's happening when you're on the drugs, or the fact that you stayed awake for 3 to 5 days. So they don't understand. So the solutions come from within the culture. And this is what we've got to do, is set up these rescue centres. So we'll set up a prototype here and duplicate it off the Wolsey charity that we have running. And we'll do a video on the Wolsey charity and show you the premises and everything else as well. So what we need is crowdfunding, but the money's got to come from within the culture, not from the corporate. The corporates only do it, a lot of the corporates do it to soften the face of the corporation, and corporates greedy money. You don't want corporate money on a beautiful project like this to help children that are being raped or whatever. There's the rescue centres. Got to come from within the culture, from the primary school teachers and all the people who care. Also, you don't want government money, because the government, if it's a charity that's set up, the government will put the screws on you. They will cancel your funding if you tell the truth about what the government's up to, that they're at fault or anything. So you don't run it as charity, and it will be brought in underneath our corporation, or one of our corporations, and we run it at a loss because it minimises the massive profits we're making in the other areas on sustainability. And that's okay, we can fund it, but we need crowdfunding because that's corporate funding, right? So we need crowdfunding because the money's got to come from the people, for the children, all right? So that's all I've got to say for the moment, and I'm going to do another video in a minute.